I would think that if the Earth stopped, well, okay, you know what happened if the Earth stopped rotating?
We just fly to the other side of the
We would
world.
we would probably float away somewhere. Yeah, because
However fast the Earth is spinning, you just stop that or whatever. It's like getting in a car accident. You're going through the
yeah,
windshield.
it's just gonna
You're
stop
going
you.
at
You're just
that
gonna go.
speed.
You're just gonna go.
We just go. Shoot.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Tony Hadnot, aka the Nocturnist, and I'm here with my bro,
Ken Folk, and we are
Super Hadnot Bros, and we are a podcast about nothing because a conversation about nothing is a conversation about any and everything.
fucking right. It is.
It's almost New Year's, bitches.
Yeah, man. It's good. Coming close. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's getting real close. Oh shit! Look at the Ninja Turtle. What is that?
Pillow.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, good looking out, M. Show. Appreciate it.
That was dope. I like that. That's real.
Yeah,
dope.
man. I got this. Well, I mean, Kaylee made this one for me, but this is an older pillow. You know,
She made it.
Yeah, she made this one for me like 2 years ago.
Hey man, that's fire. I like that.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
tell
And
on one.
I also got a shout out to Gigi and Jeff.
Oh, was that a clock?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's dope. I like that.
That's dope, huh?
I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
You like
so
that?
just keep it up. Keep it up for all the people who don't like the Cowboys that secretly like the Cowboys to see.
Come on, haters. Come on, haters. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. We in Texas, everybody. That's the team right there.
Yeah, man. Dope as hell. All the haters.
Yeah.
We just won, so you know what I'm saying.
Oh, did y'all?
Yeah, we just won last night, so.
Oh, okay. Is it?
It's playoff. It's playoff times.
How's it looking for the Cowboys?
It's looking like we go good pretty far in the playoffs.
Like possibly Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You don't want to speak on it too soon.
I don't want to jinx us, man, because anything can happen, and you know. But we looking good.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, well, hey, you know, optimism is all that matters. Sometimes you just gotta have a little optimism, a little hope, you know.
Yeah, man. And with this clock, man. See that clock? It's telling the time when we gonna win the Super Bowl. It's just gonna give
time for Super Bowl. Time to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to win the Super Bowl.
Well, let's just make it. Let's just make it. We ain't been there in so long.
Like, just at least playing it, huh?
Let's just get there.
When was the last time the Cowboys played in the Super Bowl?
It was like 20 years ago, man. Let's not talk about it.
Was it really like back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Oh, yeah. Come on, Cowboys. I got to get up. Come on. Yeah. I don't even watch football, but I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. So you got any New Year's resolutions and whatnot?
Man, you know what? I gave up on New Year's resolutions, and I'm going to tell you why. Because every time, I'm the type of person that if I make a promise, I never keep it. Like, I'm not always, but like when it comes to shit like New Year's resolutions, like these things, long-term goals or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily want to say, oh, I'm going to do this. I know that like this year I have things that I want to do. Yeah. And like, I'm just going to put myself in a mindset to just make it a habit, to just make the things happen and just go for it. Like right now with the photography business, I have a goal to, well, I don't want to talk too much into it, but I do want to start working with organizations and programs and things of that nature to start working on. Basically, I want to start building relationships and create partnerships with other businesses.
Right.
I've actually started making the moves roughly about a month ago, and I'm already starting to see. I don't want to necessarily say a return, but I do see the steps making forward.
Stuff starting to move and maneuver like it's supposed to.
Because the way I've been treating this business since I've been kind of doing it full time is that, which is I don't want to say don't do this, but everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
Is I keep throwing shit to the wall and just seeing what the hell sticks.
What sticks, yeah.
Right. And that's not a bad strategy to go off of because I'm not much of a planner or a strategizer, but I have over this maybe even like the last 2 years,
yeah,
have started to realize like maybe a little planning might might be a little helpful. But
man,
on top of
putting it down in writing makes a big difference.
it makes a big difference. It makes you feel more confident in what you can do, and you can definitely move forward. But also within that, it was just trying to learn how to like how can I really bring something of value to somebody, right? Like because I think a lot of times when it comes to business and so on and so forth, a lot of people think that when you run a business that is all about getting the money, and it's not. You have to stop. You can't really focus on the solution because you know what the solution is, but you
Right.
can't sell the solution. You have to sell the problem to the people and make sure that it's worth their time, and it is valuable to them. So that was something like this newest venture that I'm going into is something that I've finally realized, and now that I'm actually like starting to put moves and making moves,
Yeah.
I'm starting to actually see where it is working.
Okay. Yeah.
I do feel like this year, because these last 2 years were hell. I do feel like this year will be kind of like that little glimmer of light to be like, hey, you're going in the right direction. Just
Right.
keep on going. So I don't really want to say like I got resolutions. I'm gonna just say I'm just gonna just do shit. I'm just gonna
Just
do
make
shit.
shit happen. Yeah.
Just make shit happen, because I feel like a lot of times whenever you do make those long-term goals, you're too focused on seeing what's out there and not realizing that the long-term goal is just a bunch of short-term goals
You just got to get
that
to
lead
make
up to it.
to
So
that one. Yeah.
right. So right now, that's kind of how I'm thinking, is like thinking short-term for the purpose of the long-term, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, man. What about you?
I got some, but before I want to give a shout out to the kids, man. They got me this kid, man. You know what this is?
What is it?
It's a bop it. You know
Like
the
the
game
game?
bop it? Where you
The
smack it
game?
and you twist it and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Oh well, you twist it and then you pull this, but it's a
Right.
bop it game. It's pretty dope.
Hey, that's cool as hell. I like that. That's
Yeah,
dope.
so appreciate the shout out to the kids, man. They got that for me. But
Shout
yeah,
out to the kid.
I have I have one, but it's not really just like for New Year's and whatnot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like I really want to go to Comic-Con. So and I want to like participate. I don't want to just go and go see shit. I want to actually be in the mix and doing stuff. So I gotta go. I want to go in 2024.
I'm about to say, yeah, you're gonna have to plan it a year ahead
Right.
because it's already sold out now.
Right. So I want to go in 2024. So within this first month, I need to figure out who I want to be. And
Okay.
then once I get that done, start getting right so I can be ready to be in superhero form, and then getting somebody to help out with making my whole costume and shit. So that is my game plan, is to get ready for 2024 now. So
You
I
see,
can
this is
be
where you
ready
get your
for Comic-Con.
this is where you get your practice in. Get your practice in on Halloween.
True.
And wait, do all those go on around the same time? I know Houston. Houston has one.
Yeah, I know they got one, but I want to
So
go
you
to
got
the
to.
one in Cali.
I
But
know which one you
I'm
want
gonna
to
go
go
to the one in
to.
Houston. I'm gonna
I'm
go to
about
the
to
one
say
in Houston.
start hitting the small ones. Start hitting. Well, I don't want to call them the small ones because they're not. The Houston one ain't just small, but
No, it ain't small.
like
It's not as
like
as
hit. Yeah,
big as the one out
it
there.
doesn't hit. It doesn't hit that same magnitude as San Diego. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
But try
I gotta
going to
start
those.
stacking money so I can make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm good to get the tickets, plane, stay, all of that good stuff,
Yeah, I
costume,
think
all of that.
I want to say that they have packages available for that. So
They
what you want to
do.
do is that when they do Comic Con this year, I would say a little bit before they start to get ready to do Comic Con, start looking like go ahead and go to their website and
Yeah,
then look it up, see what they got going on. Because I can already tell you, 2023 is already sold out. They sell out
right,
like
right.
fast.
But
But I
they
know a
have
lot of
some you can still
times,
participate and just go and whatnot, so
yeah.
it's all good. I just won't get like
But
all the access.
I know a lot of, and I was gonna say, I know a lot of times they actually have like packages and stuff available where you can actually get all your room and boarding and like you can make it a whole like going to Disney World. You know how Disney World you get this whole package where you can cover the flight and all that shit, or
Yeah,
well, I don't know if it's a flight, but like the rooms and shit like that, like all of that's kind of included. I want to say San Diego Comic-Con is the same way. You'll just have to kind of figure out how you're going to get there.
Right.
So,
You know, but that's all part of the game plan. So getting now ready now for 2024. And I had a couple of people was like, man, you know, trying to give me suggestions and stuff. And one guy was like, man, you ought to be Kratos off of God of War. And I was like, that'd be dope, but I don't have a deep enough voice for that. So I need to figure out something else.
oh, that's how you make it dope as fuck though. Like,
because it'll be awkward,
not because your voice
like,
ain't.
nigga, you are not Kratos.
Well, because your voice is not super deep, but it's not super high either.
True,
I'm trying to think.
It's
like,
not Kratos' voice.
But that's what makes it so dope. Like, think about it. Think about if somebody like walked in there, had the whole looked out, swole, got the makeup on, look just like him, and they start talking like Michael Jackson. Boy, that would be so fucking funny. Yeah, but do you know if you post a video of that shit on social media, how fucking far that shit would fly?
Yeah,
Look at that. Free game. Somebody, whoever just watched this podcast, just won.
If you look like Kratos and you got a punk voice, man, just go for it.
Just go for it. So you gotta throw people off, man. That's the way shit wins, man. That's how celebrities become celebrities, because they're different. They always do different shit.
I feel you, but I want to go. Anyway. I want to come correct though, because I saw one. It was like you can get to like the Predator, the whole Predator get up, like the whole thing for like 8,000 or something like that.
Yeah. You can find costumes that are pretty good, right? But you know what? That would be dope as hell though. But shit, not only is it San Diego, shit, I know they got one in New York. The New York Comic Con is pretty big too.
Man, I don't
believe it or not.
New York, though.
I do, but not for Comic Con. Like, that is actually something I want to kind of get more into in 2023, and I think that's why I'm so focused on so hard to get my business right, because I want to travel more, man. I haven't been on a vacation in like forever.
Yeah,
you know, so like I would love to. Even if it's just like, I ain't talking about like long getaways. I'm talking about, hey, look, this weekend I want to go to Florida. This weekend I want to go to California.
Right,
this weekend I want
to
hit
quick little
York.
trips in there.
Yeah, just quick trip and be able to just like enjoy it. You know what I mean? So like I don't want to call it a resolution, but it is something that I want to look forward to doing more.
Yeah.
So, and not just for next year, like just period, man. You got to get out and go see the fucking world, man.
Yeah, I guess.
There's more than just these fucking four walls.
True. So like I saw something earlier in talking about like transformations and shit. What do you think about how do you feel about the phrase my truth? You know how everybody throwing it around, it's my truth, my truth, my truth. What do you feel about that? How you feel about that?
I feel like understanding your truth should not have to be acknowledged or announced. I feel like living in your truth, if you're going to live in your truth, just live in your truth. So when I hear people say things like, I live my truth, and so on and so forth, I'm like, no, you're not, because I don't know. I just feel like if you have to be vocal about it, then you're basically trying to convince yourself. And people
just saying my truth make it right or correct or reality, because it seems like everybody has their own version of what the actual truth is. They saying this is my truth, but it doesn't mean it's real. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out how you feel about that phrase.
That's so hard to do because it's like I can't live anybody else's shoes. So I don't know. I can't give you an answer on that because.
Well, I mean, okay, this I just told you it's a pillow. But if I wanted to say in my truth, this is a car.
Oh, you own that shit? Yeah. Okay, different story.
Completely
different story.
I'm asking for a reason because this guy in Japan. But go ahead.
Okay, so what you're talking about is the Socratic mindset. I don't know what it's called, but it's a quote by Socrates.
But yeah, you sound like you're going somewhere with it.
Yeah, it's basically a quote by Socrates that says that a man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Okay. Basically saying that you can't, like, everything that the world teaches you, everything that we're learned is learned, but because we learn it and because it's taught to us doesn't mean that it actually is. So, like I think we've talked about it before, the theory of the red apple. Like if I
Right.
said that, if I asked you why is this called an apple, somebody's gonna say, well, somebody a long time ago called it an apple, and I'm gonna be like, but how do they know it's an apple? You know, you're gonna question it all the way back to the point to where you can't necessarily get an answer for it because at the end of the day, although we consider ourselves of knowing so much,
Mm-hmm.
we really don't know shit when it
Right.
comes to the actual. I don't even know if I want to call it a truth. It's
Right.
just
But that's what I'm
like
saying. So how
what
do
is
we narrow
reality?
down what the truth is? You know what I'm
So,
saying?
basically, what you're saying is when people say that I'm walking in my truth, I feel like what they're trying to say is, and I'm talking about people who really do this, right? I feel like what they're saying is that they live in their own reality because at the end of the day, you can live in your own reality. If you wanted to call that pillow a car, if you believe it's a car, you want to call it a car. Who the hell is to stop you from calling it a car?
True enough, but does it make it true?
That's the thing. There's no answer to that.
So right. But
There's
no,
no
I
answer
was
to
just
that.
watching some guy in Japan spent buku money to turn himself into a dog because he said he's living in his truth. Now, he's a whole dog, bro. Like, got this
I need
stupid,
okay.
super
Send me that.
realistic.
Hold on. Send me the link. That's not right
I'm gonna have
now.
to find it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to find it and send it
Send
to
it
you.
to me.
Yeah,
That's gonna be down below.
yeah. So, fully realistic face of a dog, head, body, everything. He's a very small fella, so he can the way the pictures and stuff look, he can very well be the size of an actual, like the size of your dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, right.
So he's basically like, I need to live this way and y'all should treat me as such or whatever. So he's like, I don't have to work. I don't have to do any of this shit, but I still need to be able to live in a home and stuff. And he's fighting with people behind it because they like, dude, you need a job. He's like, but I'm a dog.
I mean,
So
does he
they,
like
but because he said it's his truth, like how do you fight against that? So now when people go to his house and whatnot, they have to address him with barks and shit like that if you're gonna communicate with him, or you treat him as if he was your pet.
yeah. I mean, that could also go
As
into the
awkward
whole
as it is, as awkward as it is, that's just what he wants.
okay, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this in the same playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you said he is it is it plausible that he actually looks like a dog?
In this costume, fucking right.
Yes. Oh, it's a costume.
Yes. He's wearing
It's
like I
not
said, he has a fully realistic costume that he is wearing that can possibly, if he was
okay.
walking around in here right now, it would be very hard for you to tell it's not a real dog.
Okay. So, I'm about to piss people off because
Only
I'm about
because
to
of the
take it there.
facial expressions, it's kind of stiff, but it's still like just visually fully realistic.
Okay. Well, my reply to so no surgeries, no none of that.
None of that. No, no.
Just it's just a costume.
Yeah, but I'd have to think. I think he had some minor surgeries or whatever
Okay.
for him to be able to crawl around for a long period of time and
Right.
whatnot. But yeah,
Okay. I'll say this. I am not one to judge, first and foremost.
right.
If he feels like he is a dog, then by all means, yo, live your life. If he wants to call that his truth and he believes that, again, I said that earlier. If that's the
Right.
reality he lives in, that's the reality he lives in. I'm not gonna even fucking call him crazy. Do I think
I'm
it's different?
that's what I'm saying.
Do I think it's different? Absolutely. It's a little it stands out. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so but you're saying that people's reaction to him is basically saying, like, dude, you're not a dog, right?
You're
Basically.
like, dude, grow the fuck up.
Okay. That kind of goes into the whole thing with like transgender people and all these non-binary people too.
Well, nobody's gonna tell him to grow the fuck up.
Nobody's gonna tell them to grow the fuck up. But what I'm saying is if a child is born with a penis between his legs and is going his whole life with this penis between his legs and he wants to call himself a girl, is it a girl?
No, it's not.
Or
But that's the whole
better
thing.
yet.
But they're gonna say my truth. But the phrase "my truth" doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Or just
See,
actual factual.
I wouldn't say that whether it's right or wrong. And as much as I like am like anti world, what's the word I'm looking for? Anti sheep. I don't know what to call it.
Right.
Like, try not to.
Yeah, you don't
I
try
really
to.
try to think for myself a lot.
And I'm not saying
Um,
wrong in that aspect. I mean by
yeah,
definition, like okay, if you get an answer wrong on a test, it's just wrong, right?
right.
You get it right, it's right because that's what it actually is. So what I'm saying is just because you could tell somebody, oh, this is my truth, doesn't mean that it's fact. That's what I mean. Fact. It's not. It doesn't mean it's fact.
I know what you're saying, but then even in that, well, I get that could get really deep. I'm not gonna
Right.
go
That's
down
what I'm
that road.
saying,
But
man.
but when it comes to those situations, period, at the end of the day, because like I said, when it comes to like the worldview, like the common worldview, they're gonna say he's probably fucking insane, he's crazy, and so on and so forth. Like I
Right.
said about like transgender people, whatever. People say the same thing, but like at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, I can't sit here and judge you. So if you want to be a fucking dog, then just be a fucking dog. I don't know how to feel about that. I honestly can't give an answer on that.
I mean,
Because it's
I thought it was odd that he spent a lot of money. I mean, this it's a lot, and you'd have to see the pictures and stuff. When I send it to you, you're gonna be like a goddamn dog. It's
yeah.
awkward as hell.
I yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That truth stuff is that's real touchy right there.
That's what I just want to know what is actually real now. What's factual? What is actually factual nowadays? Because if I can just make anything up now. If it's not factual, if I'm a goddamn trillionaire.
Okay. If you want to call yourself a trillionaire, call yourself a
'Cause that's
trillionaire.
my truth.
There's people who do that. There
But
are
that's
people
my
who do that.
truth, and I don't want nobody clowning me, calling me broke boy, because I'm not. I'm a trillionaire.
Well, I'm definitely a broke boy.
I'm a goddamn trillionaire. Treat me as
um,
such.
but what if you want to call yourself a trillionaire and just said I ain't got the trillion yet?
I guess I mean speaking into existence, I guess, but I'm just saying, if I just really want to do it, that's not factual. That's all I'm saying.
Well, like I said, everybody lives in their own reality, and who are we to tell them that they can't do it? Like I said, the world will, the common person or
Yeah.
whatever would be like, nigga, you crazy.
But
But
it's just hard to discuss stuff with people whenever they say it's their truth. I'm like, just because it's
yeah,
your truth don't mean it's not reality.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but that's somebody wanting to be a dog is kind of
Oh, that
that
shit's
takes the
crazy because
conversation. That takes the conversation to a whole different space.
well, I mean, they had people do this stuff before, but they actually had like the modifications, like the reptile guy, the guy that turned himself into a lizard. He had the
Yeah,
forked tongue, got this
yeah.
whole body scaled tattoos and stuff, got the eyes done like
Man, all he
weird.
did was turn himself into Killer Croc.
Oh man, fuck Killer Croc, man.
Why?
The way they put him in the movie, bro.
Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, man, can't put on BG.
I think
What
I
the
did.
you gotta
First and
say that?
foremost, I don't even remember that line because I honestly
That movie was
didn't really
trash. That's
just
why
watch the movie.
it was trash.
We've had that conversation several times. Speaking of which, so I called myself Adrian. Adrian put Black Adam on the other day,
I haven't
and
seen it yet.
don't waste your time. I tried watching. I think I got maybe 30 minutes into it, and it
Is
was
it
like
free?
it's on HBO Max, but um, it's not good to me. It's just I get so pissed off every time I try to give these DC movies a chance because I keep listening to other people. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's better than this. And it's I know that sucked, but it's I promise you it's good. And then I go watch and be like, oh fuck.
Well, from the
So
reviews that I've seen, it's basically saying it's a movie about The Rock just going around beating people ass. Like he's not playing Black Adam. He's just playing The Rock, like, and just beating people ass. That's pretty much it.
No, because even if he was playing the Rock, he'd at least be a fucking narcissist. You
Well,
remember
yeah,
how the Rock used to be like
yeah,
in
and
the
it'll be
old days,
hilarious. Yeah,
and it'd be much funnier. In this movie, he was, I mean, he was like just super serious and
yeah,
just pissed off the entire movie, and I mean, he did all he wanted to do was like fight people. So it's just like, I mean, for what I've seen of it, because
right.
I can't go off at all. I can't give a full on review, but
You haven't
from the
finished it.
little that I saw, no, I turned it off. Adrian went to the craft room, was like, "Hey, I'll let you watch this," and I was like, "I'm not fixing to watch this." I
She
turned it
was like,
off.
"I'll let you watch this." That means she didn't like it either.
No, so
She tried to
no, I
slide out
turned.
of the room on the cool. Yeah, you go ahead and watch your movie.
Man,
Man.
that movie was from what I've seen of it, it was pure garbage. And
Yeah,
at this point in my life, when it comes to superhero movies, and I'm fixing to include fucking Marvel too, like
they getting worse.
they're not good right now, and that really sucked. I kind of almost like as excited as I got after Endgame and they started coming out with shit after that. I was like, oh, getting hyped up behind Falcon and Winter Soldier and all that shit. I mean, I mean, those shows are okay. Like, you know, One Division and all that shit. Those shows were good. They were watchable, right? But
Right.
once they started getting more into the movies, I was just kind of like, you know, and especially after seeing Love and Thunder, I just kind of gave up.
Shit was corny, bro. When did he ever have the power and the ability to give everybody else the power for a temporary time?
I've never known him to do that. I mean, who knows? I never like. I think that, and that's the thing about the comic books. I as much as I enjoy comic books, I can't call myself a full-on comic book head because I know for a fact that. Well, no, I'm saying okay. So let's talk about the MCU, right? Like the core MCU moment,
right?
The first 12 years of it or whatever was that everything that led from basically the first three phases, phase 1 through
Iron Man to Endgame.
Iron Man to Endgame. We got to remember that, and I was just talking about this with my brother-in-law yesterday. We got to remember that these characters that Marvel used in these movies were not very popular characters.
Oh, I get it.
We knew who Iron Man was. We knew who Thor was. We knew the whole, like, as far as everybody that was in the core, like the main.
I'm still mad we haven't seen Better Ray Bill yet.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though. People don't know who that is either. Like, you have to really.
He had his head. He was on a had his statue went
on
Ragnarok.
My point is that when it comes to Thor being able to do that, I didn't really read enough Thor to really know in the comic books whether or not he had those abilities. He may have had those abilities. It's just that movie just happened to be shitty.
Why he didn't use it in fucking Endgame when everybody was out there? He could have used it in Infinity War.
I think for the same reason that he wasn't in Civil War. It just would have been kind of a lot. Like, it honestly, it probably would have been a bit unfair. Because if you think about it, if he was, I know what you're saying, but they got to make it entertaining. It's like going and watch Titanic and like not having the love story. All you're gonna do is watch the fucking. You're gonna spend money basically to go watch the boat sink. Now, granted, I know
we got the tape on VHS. I only watched the second tape.
The second, that's what I'm saying. You gotta think about other people. They don't think like that. You know what I mean? So if people would have watched the like Steve Harvey said, if black people was on the Titanic, it would have been no movie. It's the same thing. If you went to the movies to go see Titanic and it wasn't a love story, the movie probably would have been all of maybe 15 minutes.
It should have been.
Hey, this ship's unsinkable. Oh shit, iceberg.
Crash.
That's it. There's not even an epilogue at the end of the movie. It's basically like once the very last of the ship goes down, credits.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have seen one movie like that.
What was it?
It's this old horror movie called Suspiria from the 70s.
Everybody just died.
No, okay.
Oh,
this I can't call the movie. I can't call the movie scene by scene, but the overall gist of. By the way, this movie came out in the 70s. It was an Italian movie. It's considered one of the scariest movies of all time, which it does have its. It has its moments. it does have its moments,
Well,
and
yeah,
it can
because now
like
movies ain't scary no more. They have just like they more thrillers than actual horror.
yeah, they're more mystery thrillers and shit like that. This I tell people all the time. I think the 70s up until maybe like the early 80s
Mm-hmm.
was the best time for horror movies. Those were the
Yeah,
scary. That's when you had the Exorcist and Carrie and all that shit.
and the
Not,
original Amityville Horror. Like, have you ever
yeah.
seen that one? Like the
No, I've
first
only
one,
seen the newest one. I've only seen the newest one.
bruh.
The new version of it.
Hey, they killed the kids in this one,
Oh, I need to
and they
go.
showed
I
it.
need to watch it.
And they showed it. He shot that
Oh, I
little boy
believe
in
it.
the head, just blah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, Suspiria is like that. Like
yeah.
it's visually it's like it's beautiful. And I ain't talking
Mhm.
about just the horror side of it. It's just the way it looks. Like the scary shit looks really fucking scary.
Right.
But it's a story about this chick who goes to this dance school, and the dance school is surrounded by like all these witches and shit like that, and then all this crazy shit go on and so on. And the colors almost look like the colors I have in this room. Everything looks like blue and red, like throughout the entire movie.
Right.
It's like this neon shit. But all in all, when the movie ended and that fucking house burned down, like it was like the house burned down and then just went straight to credits. Like it wasn't no, like the happy ever after shit. You know how they have like the shit that happened in the end, like,
Right.
oh yeah, and I went on to go do this with my life
No,
or whatever.
that was it. If
It
the
was
house
like
burned down.
it was like soon as she ran out of the house burning down, it went straight to credits. Like, dude, mind you, this movie came out in the 70s. I treated it like a Marvel movie. Was like, let me fast forward this shit. Went to the end.
Thinking they're gonna have an end credit. Nothing.
It was nothing. So like, yeah. But back to the horror movies. You're right. They don't make them scary anymore.
No, man. I haven't seen a scary movie in a long time.
Yeah, well, I take that back. They still make them, but they are very rare, very few far and in between. The last scariest movie I have seen as of now was this movie called Hereditary. I don't know if you've seen that.
Nope.
Oh man.
Never even heard of it.
It was like on Amazon Prime. It came out like about, what's this, 2022? Well, 23. So roughly about maybe 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. I think I want to say around 2018, 2019, somewhere in that area.
Let me cue that shit up so I can say
yeah, get that up. But what was cool about this movie was it didn't do like what people call scary now. Because today scary is what are scary movies now? Like going to log cabins and
remakes of other movies. We get
remakes of other movies. Yeah,
5,000.
This movie,
Halloweens.
Well, this movie kind of goes back into like the supernatural horror shit, right?
Yeah.
So like it's the story about this chick. Shit. Not even Hellraiser. I'm thinking more like shit from the 70s, like The Omen, or shit that's got a lot to do with spirits and demons and shit, right?
What you say it's called?
So it's called Hereditary, and it's about this chick. She comes from it's this mom. She has this family. She comes from this family of like people who are mentally insane, right? And her mom was actually a part of like this weird ass cult. I forget what some demon that they praise. And she had a family, and she they were living in this weird house. Like the setting and everything was just right. Like everything was all cloudy and dark and real pale looking,
right.
Like everything was just right. But she came from this family of people who were like mentally ill, and her mom was a part of the cult. And so her mom had just passed away, so she was dealing with the grief and all this other stuff. And in the midst of all of that, like shit just starts going haywire. Like her son and her daughter end up going to this party. The son's like 16, the daughter's like 12. And he takes to this party that she shouldn't have been at.
Yeah.
She was allergic to chocolate cake, ate chocolate cake at the party, started bugging out. So the son was like, oh shit, I got to get this girl home. He's driving, flying down the freeway. The girl stick her head out the window, and her head she get decapitated by this pole.
The 12
this is like after. Yes, this is after the mom loses her. After the mom loses her mother, like her daughter gets killed. So that's just adding to her mental instability, right? Then once that happens, the mom and the son already have they're starting to have some friction.
Of course,
because she was basically like, "Oh man, it was your fault,"
It was your fault,
and the son didn't mean it. He was just trying to get the girl to safety.
At this point, she's gonna blame him for this.
She's blaming him for it. Now the dad is a psychiatrist, so he's trying to mediate and try to keep the peace and all that. But as things are going on, the mom is like starting to notice some weird shit going around the house, starting to see like people standing in the door, just sitting there smiling, butt ass naked in the dark, and like just weird shit. So I think she gets to a point to where she's like, I need to see what's going on with my mom. And she meets this psychic medium and they do a seance, right? And so they get in touch with the spirits. I think at that point the mom gets possessed. I can't remember. Like I haven't seen it in a while, but at some point the mom just goes fucking nuts. And I think she gets possessed.
Yeah.
So in the midst of all that, the friction keeps breaking up between the mom and the son. And now the mom is like, okay, well, I realize that some shit ain't right. I need to get this evil out of here.
Got to get this demon off my back.
She's doing what she can to try to get this demon out, like reading articles and reading this. And like I said, talking with psychic mediums and all this other stuff. So it gets to a point to where she found like this old book and was like, if I take this book and do whatever, I forget what the book was about, but it was like certain material items. If I throw it in the fire, it'll get rid of the demon. Shit. She threw that book in the fire and has set her husband on fire. So her husband gets killed in the house.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So now it's just the mom and the son. And at this point, the mom is just fucking far gone. Just
she fed up.
Possessed, full on possessed. So, and I think it's a particular demon that this cult that her mom worship. This demon, I think, ended up possessing her because I think that demon also possessed her daughter. That's what it was all about.
Okay.
But so the son and the mom are basically having the final showdown, right? And this is where it gets like really creepy. Because like the son's walking around the house, mind you, of course, every scary movie, everybody living in a big ass fucking house.
Stupid.
He walking around the house,
maneuver, no lights.
What's crazy about this movie is there aren't jump scares. It's silent scares. Everything that you see is like, if you're not really paying attention, you'll miss it. But if you're really engaged in the movie, you'll see like the son walking around and the mom like crawling on the wall in the back, just quietly crawling.
Hey, but you won't hear nothing. You just see it.
Won't hear nothing. You just kind of see it just kind of happen real fast. Like I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. She'll just kind of like pass by. And so you'll just be like, what the fuck? Like that was crazy, right? But anyway, all in all, the son finally, like the mom gets decapitated or whatever. The son finds out like what the fuck is going on and realizes that he's the demon. He ends up getting the demon and goes up to like this tree house where all these people that were decapitated, that was a part of this cult, were there. And they were all like,
why everybody's head coming off? Like
it's weird, but they were all like kneeling and praising him. So it's like basically like some real like demon shit. But like that movie was probably like one of the.
I got it in my queue.
That was probably one of the scarier movies that I've seen in more recent times.
Yeah, just that enough right there got me intrigued. I need to go see it.
Well, that's the kind of, to me, that's what a horror movie is.
I'm gonna watch it tonight too. I'm gonna wait till like midnight and watch it.
Yeah, I feel like those are more intriguing when it starts talking about like the supernatural, especially like when they involve religion and shit like that. It's something about that makes it really interesting because it shows you like a darker side of shit. You know what I mean? Like the shit from the 80s was cool, but that's when you started seeing more of like your Freddy Kruegers and your Jasons and your, you know, I mean, well, they can like late 70s, like all those movies, but them like The Exorcist, that is still probably the scariest movie I've ever seen. Nobody's fucking with that movie. Like people will argue me down and say, "Oh no, this movie's scarier than that." No, The Exorcist is fucking terrifying.
It's creepy.
Granted, it's aged a lot since then. But when you take away the visual aspect of it and you really start to like think about like what the fuck was going on, like you'd be like, nah, that shit. That's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I'd stay away from it.
But to me, you know what a true horror movie is? It ain't got shit to do with demons. It ain't got nothing to do with fucking slashers or fucking like Saw or anything like that. Okay. Shit, horror movies to me are movies like Armageddon, nigga. Because that's some shit that can happen.
It is, but Armageddon shit like that, we know we're not gonna. They not gonna let us blow up. So it's kind of like, I need to see one when it actually happens, and then what happens afterwards.
Watch Don't Look Up.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh well, it did happen in Deep Impact, partially.
The
meteor struck, and they had to it was only so many people that was left to survive. But there are two movies that I actually seen where the world actually fucking ended. That was Don't Look Up and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
No. Is that
Okay.
the TV series?
No. It's a movie. It was with Steve
Okay.
Carell, and he basically like he understood like the true meaning of life, like right when the world fucking ended.
With
You know,
ending, yeah.
because he was living his life, you know, as an insurance salesman, just kind of doing day to day, you know, the rat race bullshit. Like
Right.
I got a job, I pay my bills, and just kind of rinse repeat. Like that was what it was. And so when they found out that the world was ending, he went through this whole like moment of like, I don't know if it was depression. Maybe it was depression, but it was kind of like, fucking, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna go. Just
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I'm just gonna get in the car, drive off, and just go do shit. Just whatever happens. Like not on some like I'm living my best life shit, but just like what's the meaning of anything type
Right.
shit, you know?
Because I know what it is now.
Yeah, it was like he had given up, but in giving up, that's when he realized what life really meant. And he was like, it couldn't have been a better time to like realize the shit. Like that kind of shit.
Right at the end, huh?
It was actually kind of sad, like when the way it ended. But Don't Look Up is so we talked about it on here before.
Right. That's what I just haven't watched it yet. I think I excuse me.
It's on Netflix, I think.
I looked it up and I started watching like the first 5 minutes, and then I had company, and so I just didn't.
Oh, watch it because that one is on a much more comical, like satirical level. Watch it, just
yeah,
because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm
but when you do watch it, you be like, damn man, people really are fucking stupid. Because that's what you go get out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, those are horror movies to me. Because I'm like, shit can really happen. And I know we talked about like, you know, what would you do if the world was ending, and how you said you reneged on what you said. Well, you said you reneged on it.
I only reneged because it was like, what if it don't?
Yeah, right. But I'm saying like, even if they do have all this shit, right, that could like deflect meteors and stuff like that, we gotta still remember the universe is a fucking big fucking place. It's a lot of fucking space. So these little meteors and shit that are coming, even though they may
have the one the size of Earth.
Shit, what if there's one the size of Jupiter?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying
about that.
Can't do nothing about that. Just think that motherfucker probably like maybe light years away, of course.
Right, it's coming.
That motherfucker out there somewhere.
Once we start seeing another moon, we're like, oh, okay.
if we see another moon, there's a fucking problem. Yeah. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing about not outer space. I'm gonna say that's the crazy thing about Earth and its solar system, right? Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and I don't know how to feel about like Earth being the only living planet, but I know as far as the solar system it is, the universe is a large place. I just can't see it being the only planet with life, but that's a different conversation.
They don't talk enough about these other Earths that they find, the ones that have the same atmosphere. They have found one that's twice the size of Earth, same atmosphere, same everything. Nobody's talking about what's really there though.
Yeah, no, they only talk about what's sustainable, and that's only because these fucking robots we send out there that just kind of keep flying. Basically, their job is basically to like fly out there and study what they can so we can get the information back. And I think honestly, it's just because humans are fucking selfish, trying to figure out a way to go live somewhere else.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is that it's interesting how like that's how Earth is, and other planets like it, right? Per se.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth is in like the perfect spot.
Yeah.
From the sun. Like it's not too hot, not too cold. Like if it goes hot. Even just a little
like Texas.
Yeah. Well, if I can't remember what I read, but I can't remember if we're flying closer to the sun or orbiting further away from it. But I know that our path of orbit is straying one way or another, but it's moving like very little at a time. But what I'm saying is if the Earth goes just right outside of wherever it is right now, everything could just get fucked up. So like
I thought about this shit. Like, what if the Earth stopped rotating for 5 seconds?
If it stops damn,
just 5 seconds.
Did I see something about that? I don't think I saw anything about that, but I know I saw something like if like the sun fizzed out, like if we didn't have a sun
Yeah.
or something like that, and it talked about like what would happen. Like I think like maybe like the first 24 hours would just go to shit.
Yeah.
Like, of course, we wouldn't be able to see anything because of
Yeah.
because we need the sun to be able to see. You know, everything that we see, we're not necessarily seeing. We're only seeing it because of reflections.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be reflecting off of the earth. So that's that. It would get like mad cold, like stupid, unrealistically cold. Well, I wouldn't say unrealistic, but like
Yeah.
a cold that we couldn't even fathom. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We none of us will live through it.
Yeah, we would probably die out within like the first at least couple days. You
I
know,
wouldn't even give us days.
I think we were given days. I think we were given like a couple days from what I've seen. But I would think that if the Earth stopped, well, okay, you know what happened if the Earth stopped rotating?
We just fly to the other side of the
We
world.
we would probably float away somewhere. Yeah, because
However fast the Earth is spinning, you stop that or whatever. It's like getting in a car accident. You're going through the windshield.
Yeah, it's just gonna stop.
You're going
You,
at
just
that
gonna
speed.
Go. You're just gonna go.
We just go. That's it.
I made me think about it. I made me think about the episode of Dragon Ball Z when Captain Ginyu was talking to somebody and they gave him a bad report and he just took him and just like tossed him off and he flew off. He flew off like mad fast. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. We would literally like get thrown fast, like crazy fast, because the Earth. That's what we need in order to have our gravity.
Right. But like, just imagine 5 seconds and then it just starts again. Everything would just be in total chaos.
It would be wrecked. Like,
yeah,
fires would start and the fucking a tidal wave probably as tall as the fucking Empire State Building.
Knowing me, like, I'm so sure about how I'm not gonna die. Then I'll probably end up dying in that way when that happens. I think a shark, while I'm getting zoomed off somewhere, there's gonna be a shark there with his mouth open. I'm going straight.
I don't understand. Okay, that's a little descriptive, but you know, I'll be thinking about shit like that. But like, I always be like,
I'm saying I think about I'll be 100% sure on how I'm not gonna die. But then who
like,
knows?
That's the thing. You never know. Like,
right? I don't plan on getting eaten by a shark. I don't plan on getting killed by a bear. Parachute.
Okay, so
I don't plan on shit like that or whatever. Like certain shit, I'm kind of like pretty sure that will not kill me.
That's those are lower percent chances of dying because those are things that people choose to do. Like if I go camping, then you just increase your chance of getting killed by a bear.
Right.
If you decide not to go camping, then you have a very low chance of getting killed by a bear.
Now, I don't want to be that lucky dude that got killed by a goddamn gorilla that they thought was Bigfoot. The goddamn gorilla escaped from a zoo and knocked on somebody's door. And when they opened the door, they didn't see nothing. A goddamn hand just came and grabbed dude by the neck and killed him and whatnot. It was a goddamn gorilla.
I mean, is Bigfoot really Bigfoot though? I'm just saying from what we see, right? Like what we see in the pictures or the video, whatever, it looks too humanoid. What if Bigfoot decided? What if Bigfoot got like mad smart? What if Bigfoot was never an animal? What if Bigfoot was like just some creature that just lived in the jungle and never fucking shaved? I'm just
a big ass dude.
That's what I'm saying. Well, but apparently it had boobs. Maybe it was a big chick.
Dudes have boobs now, whatever. Who cares?
Now, yeah, by choice. I'm just saying. What if Bigfoot is like a 7-foot chick and like just never shaved? Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
lived out in the wild, man. Who knows?
What if Bigfoot is no longer in the wild?
And just walking around, play for the WNBA.
I'm just saying, maybe Shaq is Bigfoot. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
I don't know, but
that dude tall as shit.
But what I was really gonna ask is what makes that motherfucker lucky?
Get beat to the guy who got killed?
Yeah.
Man, what's the chances of that? I mean, you at your house, somebody knock on the door, you open it, don't see nothing. It's a goddamn gorilla just yank you by the neck. Like, what's the chances of that?
That's not luck. That's That's horrible.
I mean, ain't that how luck worked? The odds? I ain't say it was
Good.
good.
I think luck means good odds. I think luck is
I didn't
good
say it was
odds.
good.
Oh, wait. You're right. You're actually right.
I
You're
know.
actually right. Because there's a such thing as bad luck. So
Yeah, that's
maybe
what
he
I
was.
didn't never say it was good luck. I just said that lucky
You
motherfucker.
see.
Be
Okay, I
honest.
got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
Luck ain't
man.
always
I don't
good. You're
just be
right.
spitballing, you know what I'm saying?
That lucky motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that would be a fucked up way to go, though. Like, fucking gorilla just fucking grabs you and fucking maims you to death and fucking
Yeah, and
Loki
then go
like
about
the
his
Incredible
business.
Hulk did.
But this actually happened. This gorilla escaped from the zoo and just was roaming around neighborhoods.
Yeah, but you know what? I never be understanding that shit, right? Like how you say, like how you don't plan on dying. Like, say for instance, you get eaten by a shark. The only way I see myself getting eaten by a shark is like if I'm on a
The world would
cruise
have
and
to
fucking
flood.
ship. Well, I'm saying like if I'm on a cruise, right, and the ship
And it
fucking
sinks.
goes down. You know that. But how? What are the odds of that? Not saying it can't happen, but there's an extremely low chance of that happening.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's the type of luck that I'll be having. So I
Yeah,
try
me
to
too.
avoid all that type of shit.
Yeah, me too. But I never understood that, right? Like people who get like attacked by shit like that go out into the wild and go fuck with these animals, right? And get beaten within an inch of their life, like damn near died.
Yeah.
And then when you talk to them, they be like, "Would you ever do it again?" They be like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
nigga, you did not learn your goddamn lesson.
No.
Do you not realize what God did for you? Like,
he got you out of that situation. It's like, hey, don't go back.
He's just up there, like, at this point, he's basically gonna Family Guy you. You're just gonna see the little
yeah.
The little red dot just gonna come down. He's gonna take you out because he's gonna be like, you didn't learn. But
man, people like that type of shit, man. Like, okay, I think it was some young lady or whatever. I think she got bit by a shark and it took her leg. So she had the surgery and whatnot. She healed and she started training again. And then she started swimming again. And she wanted to face her fears by swimming with the sharks again.
No, that's not smart.
I get it.
You faced your fear already before. And you learned a lesson.
Like, I mean, if I have a fear of something, I'm just gonna be scared of it.
Yeah, like
some fears I don't have to face just to get over. I don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to call it I wouldn't even call it a fear, right? Because I'm not afraid of alligators, right? I'm not afraid of snakes. Does that mean I want to go over there and fuck with it? No. I'm gonna let it live in this people's existence. It's like
he minding his business. I'm gonna mind mine.
I could be in public and sitting right next to a serial killer. I'm not afraid of him. But if I find out the motherfucker was a serial killer, I'd be like,
I wouldn't be sitting there.
Go this way. I'm gonna go this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna face
for him to come sit next to you, he been plotting on your ass. There's something about you he needs to put you on the list.
Yeah. Because they
usually have a thing.
Everything is very ritual based for them.
Yeah.
So that's like watching Dexter. But no, there's just some things. I wouldn't call it facing fears. It's just why. Just don't.
That's what I'm. Why would I go bungee jumping?
That's just something I'm not doing. I will say I have gone parasailing.
I have a fear that the cord might be too long.
I always had that fear with bungee jumping. I have gone parasailing. That was actually kind of fun, but that's the only time I'm going to fucking do it.
Because if I have a fear that this cord is too long, and everybody's like, "Nah, man, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine," and I finally be like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." And when I do it, I plop. I can't get mad at nobody.
Right.
I'm just dead.
Yeah. Or it's like going skydiving, right? Like, I get it. People go to skydiving because they say, "Oh, it's gonna make me fear a lot of things less." Yeah, but what if that parachute don't work? And what if the backup parachute?
They always say the backup. What if that one don't work?
What if that one don't work? Do y'all not realize that nothing in life is 100%? There's always,
and then this is what they hit you with. Well, it was your time. You can't beat the time. What? Let me not put myself in that situation.
Look, okay, so yeah, when it comes to death, I understand that what we do to
It's just gonna
survive is
happen.
basically well, that's what I was gonna say. I understand what we do to survive is basically only prolonging like the inevitable, but
Yeah.
nigga, if I can prolong it, why the fuck am
Yeah,
I
yeah,
not,
right. I'd
I'm gonna
rather wake up, take my morning shit, get in the shower, brush my teeth and all that, get dressed, open my door, walk out, and halfway to my damn truck, a goddamn helicopter just fell and landed in my yard. I'd
yeah,
rather that.
that's what I'm saying. Like everything, nothing is 100%. And that's true. Everything that we do in life is a risk. Everything, no matter how small it may seem, right? I can go fucking put toast in a fucking toaster and get electrocuted. And
Yeah.
boom. That'd be a hell of a story to tell. But which I think that's a conversation we haven't had yet on here. We talked about
Okay.
it, but we never talked about it here.
About
It's
what?
like how and it's funny. I'm gonna get into it in a second, but I saw Bill Burr talking about this,
Mhm.
talking about shit that you ain't supposed to laugh at, right?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
you got to understand. I think people look. First and foremost, Eddie Griffin said it best. If if we have a sense of humor, God got to have a sense of humor. Like
Right.
there's no way humor would exist without it, right? But like say for instance, if somebody, I'm not gonna say me because I'm not gonna speak the shit into existence, but if
Right.
somebody went to the toaster and put a piece of toast in the bread and got electrocuted and died, like, can you imagine the phone call? Like, hey, such and such died. Oh, how he died? Man, he was gonna put some toast to the toast and he got electrocuted.
Goddamn
Like,
toast got me, man.
how can you not laugh at that?
I
You know what I'm
don't know.
saying?
Cause once it registers in your head like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if I had said it on here or whatever, but I thought I was gonna die. I gave up on life one time, and I was more mad at the situation on what was gonna kill me, and it was a slushy.
I know what you're talking about.
So I was so mad about that. I was like, everything else I'd done in my life, I'd have been through so much shit and near death experiences and all of this shit. Slushy, take me out.
Yeah. So for all who don't know, he went to Taco Bell one day and
Yeah,
decided to get one of those
I got
what
a
are they
Baja
called?
Blast.
A Baja Blast, which is basically like a frozen treat, right? Like it's a slush. He decides to, I guess it was a hot day and it must have tasted
It was
really good.
extremely hot.
It was a hot day and it tasted really good and it was very cold and relieving. But he went so hard on the slush that he
Yeah.
had a very intense brain freeze that he thought it was going to kill him. He said it lasted for quite some time. And
It had to be at least 10 minutes.
he said that you know what's crazy? That 10 minutes might have been all of 30 seconds.
Could have
But
been.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
It could
When
have
you go through
been.
those types of situations, it seems like a lifetime. But he said that
It
it was
could
a
have been.
very intense slush, and he said that he gave up. He said,
I
"This is it." He
is
said
it?
he's basically said, "I'm cool with it." But he curled up in a fetal position and was
Man, I
like,
just
"This is
laid
it."
there. I didn't have a choice.
So he said that he was basically his point was saying that he was upset with the situation because of all the ways that you could have gone. That was it, which is kind of like I wonder if a lot of people when they do go out, like they final thoughts, they just kind of be like,
Fuck.
"Damn, like really, like really."
Yeah.
Like of all the things, like I'm just trying to
Slush.
think of like that's. But I ain't gonna
Bro,
lie, like,
I done been shot at. I done got stabbed. I done had all kind of shit happen. And these motherfuckers a slushy?
and I ain't gonna lie, like if I'd have got the phone call, I'd be sad for like a couple days. But then
Yeah.
when I really sit back and think about the shit, because I know your ass will laugh at, I'd be like,
Yeah.
God damn,
Fucking
this nigga
Baja
went to
Blast.
Taco Bell. This nigga went to Taco Bell and had a slush that was just too goddamn good.
Yeah.
And it took his ass like how thirsty was that nigga? Like,
Hey, no. Would you go try one?
no, hell no. Hell no. Yeah, hell no. No. That's just like I'm not okay, no naming names, but we have a relative who had a friend. We don't know if this is the reason he died, but he
Oh
went
yeah.
to this restaurant, this chicken restaurant,
Yeah.
and then like ate the chicken because it was like some really good chicken, a well-known chicken franchise I'm not going to say where because people
I'm
will
not gonna
know.
say it either.
But it's a well-known chicken franchise in a city in Texas. I'll just say that. And the story was he went to go get the chicken. He went home, ate the chicken, and then
And
like
it
there was a
died.
phone call that he ended up getting killed. You told me that you would not go eat that chicken.
I still haven't.
So why would you ask me if I'd go get that damn slush?
I'm just saying it was because of in the order in which it was told. It was like when it got chicken, got home, ate, dead.
But here's the crazy part. Right?
That was part of the story. Like that was the whole thing.
Here's the crazy part. I'm glad you said that though, because it's funny how like this is like a hive mind thinking type thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, remember when Popeyes came out with like the chicken fingers, the rippers, chicken ripper finger things, and there was one that looked like a cat or something like that. It's so funny because people like was like, I ain't fucking with Popeyes because of that. Yeah. But the crazy part about it was it only happened at one restaurant.
At one.
Or it's like, I know. Or it's like at Wendy's when somebody found a finger in their chili. Like, it only happened at that one restaurant.
It don't matter.
Well, I know it don't matter because I'm also like that. I'm like, nah, I ain't fucking with it. But it's just funny how we.
What did we do that morning? We went to Burger King.
What morning?
You remember we was waiting in line at Burger King. We was going to get something to eat, and on the radio they was talking about how people were spraying poison on the patties.
Oh yeah,
instantly.
Yeah, but
it wasn't even in Texas.
I was gonna say that could be company wide, but no, that wouldn't be true because it could have happened right there in that restaurant. Somebody that could have been a disgruntled employee. As soon as we heard it,
was like
that could have been a disgruntled employee.
Yeah, let's go get something else.
Speaking of which, stop fucking with people that fuck with your food.
Man, I'm nice to everybody that fix my food.
I don't care. I don't even care if they're not in the. I don't care if they're not even in the kitchen. I don't care if it's a waiter or waitress or whatever. They can give the shittiest service. Yeah, I'm not giving you no bad attitude. Your tip might not be shit, but that's after I ate my food. Right. You may not even get a tip. But
I got what I came here for. So
you cannot be mean to people who fuck with your food. That's one thing I cannot stand is to see people give shit to people that fuck with your food. Because if it's the waiter may not necessarily handle your food, but he know the cook that do.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I used to work in a restaurant. I ain't gonna give the name of the restaurant. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna say this. That think about people who don't make a lot of money first and foremost. They got to deal with shitty ass attitudes all fucking day and try to keep a smile while doing that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these people have the same type of mentality in this work crew. Let me tell you something. The motherfuckers are close to the motherfucker. I don't even care if they got beef.
Watch that movie. Shenanigans. Waiting.
It's waiting. Everybody on the crew is cool as hell. I don't care if they beefing amongst themselves, but when it comes to the crew, everybody cool. You cannot be mean to anybody on that crew, from the person at the cashier all the way to the people in the back, even the bus boys.
Yeah,
don't fuck with them, man, because I done seen some shit in these restaurants happening behind people getting pissed off. You cannot have a bad attitude. Look, if your drink ain't right, there's a way of doing it. You can just be like, hey, can we replace this? Something ain't right about it. You can't just be like, my drink ain't right. You a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah.
Bro, I can't stand that shit. So I went out to eat with this chick, man, and she asked for something that didn't exist on the menu.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's not on the menu. And she was like, well, y'all have all the ingredients. Y'all can make it. And they was like, no, ma'am, like we don't make that. She was like, I can give y'all the recipe on how to do it, and y'all got the stuff. And I'm sitting there like, man, I don't want to order nothing now. Like I was like, I'm done. So I sat there and I didn't order shit. I ate the bread and shit that was on the table, and we left. And she was like, why you didn't want to eat? And I was like, because you just fucked up my meal.
Yeah.
You just fucked up my meal. I didn't even care at that point. I was like, at that point, I was like, I'm gonna just slide a Jack in the Box after we leave from here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to deal with that shit, bro.
You don't know what kind of day them people having, man. And don't look, especially if you in a big party, don't do that. Man. Don't do that. Because what you do is if you have an attitude with that person, you just set the tone for the entire
table. Yeah.
Even though everybody got different personalities and some of the people are really nice, just You that one asshole that just fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, now you getting all kind of shit in your food.
You can't go to a restaurant feeling entitled, like they just supposed to do what the fuck you ask them.
You can't
I know
go
they always say
anywhere
the
feeling
customer's
entitled.
always right and whatnot, but certain things it's like, man, chill your punk ass out. Like chill out.
Chill the fuck out. Okay. There is no need to be entitled. If the food ain't right, you can either just not eat it. You can send it back. But just know how to send it back,
I don't even send it back. If it's wrong, it's just wrong.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you still don't know what kind of day that person. Even you being nice, being like, hey, this, I don't know what happened, but this is not what I ordered. You know, like I'm trying to say it as nice as possible.
Right, but so that could have been a bag.
That's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
And be like, look, I didn't cook 900 fucking meals today. You know, I don't have time for this shit right now. So you don't know what can happen. So I'll just eat whatever they got. If it's something I don't like or whatever, yeah, so I'll give it to somebody else.
Yeah, so you just can't fuck with people's food like that, man. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you go to Burger King, don't be getting pissy with the people because they're gonna put poison on your patty. I remember one time Burger King did piss me off though. This okay. These are situations where restaurants do piss you off, but you can't do nothing about it because you just don't order the food anyway.
Right.
I remember one time me and Adrian, we was at the mall and we was getting ready to go home, and we stopped by Burger King. When we got to the little box, the speaker thing,
yeah.
She was like, "Welcome to Burger King. We ain't got no burgers. How can I help you?" I was like, "So of all the things on the menu, the very thing that's in the name of your restaurant,
burgers
you don't have." We was like, so when she said that, we was like, "Nah, we cool." We just drove right on off.
Well, see, Popeyes did that. We pulled up and chick was like, "Hey, we don't have no chicken." It's like, all right, so we left.
Okay,
that's fine.
But see, in a situation like Popeyes, not justifying, right? But in a situation like Popeyes, it actually, like at Burger King, I can still order at least a chicken sandwich.
Right.
What the fuck else does Popeyes have?
I get some red beans and rice.
I mean, that's a side order. Like, you're going for the fucking chicken. You're going for, it's like going to Pizza Hut and they ain't got no pizza.
So, like, okay, this was sometime last year or whatever, you know, with the whole pandemic and everything, people been not going back to work and shit, right? So Jack in the Box, they had a sign out there and they was, you know, our apologies for the services may take a little longer. We don't have enough employees. And they like, some days we may not even be open because they need a day off. Right. But we go through the drive-through. And I went through the whole spiel. Now I asked the kids what they wanted. So they was like, yeah, I want a number 3. Yeah, can I get a number 3? Oh, we don't have that. All right, what else you want? Let me get a number 5. Yeah, let me get a number 5. Oh, I'm sorry, we out of tenders. Do you have egg rolls? Nah, we out of egg rolls. I was like, you know what? Let's eliminate this. What do you have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Let's go. What do you have? And we can go from there. Because that happened to me. Every suggestion I gave you don't have.
That happened to me one time at Baskin Robbins. I vowed to never go to Baskin Robbins again because I've been there twice and they pissed me off twice. So the first time was a situation similar to that. I want to get a scoop of this and I want to put whatever on it. And it was like, we ain't got that. All right, well, let me get this. We ain't got that. Well, let me get this. We ain't got that. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I drove off. This is the time that made me say fuck Baskin Robbins. But I didn't know this about Baskin Robbins unless this particular Baskin Robbins was lying.
Yeah.
So you know how you go to Marble Slab or Cold Stone or any of the ice cream places, right? You go get your ice cream and you be like, I want to get this in there and put that slab, man. They put it on the slab and they mix it all up. I went to Baskin Robbins, right? And I was like, man, my mouth was watering. Let me get a scoop of this. And I want to get some Butterfinger. I want to get some Butterfinger with it. I watched him, Keenan. He made me so mad. But I was trying to keep it cool. This dude pissed me off so bad. I watched him scoop the ice cream up and put it on the cone. And he took the Butterfinger and just dumped it on top of my ice cream. So it was like this little, like every time I took a bite of my ice cream, because Butterfinger's all dusty when it's all crunched up. Every time I took a bite of my ice cream, it was like I was coughing and shit because it was so dry. It was like gritty, trying to get to the ice cream.
Yeah.
But I was like, so y'all don't mix it in? He was like, no, we don't mix it in no more. And I was like,
what the fuck are you doing?
Y'all not getting my money no more. But I heard from other people that work at Baskin Robbins say that nah, that's not true. Like they do mix it in. I guess whoever was working there that day was just being a fucking dick.
Yeah,
But man, that pissed me off so bad, man.
happens. There we go.
All right, cool. Yeah, my modem crapped out. I don't. It's been doing that all fucking day, man. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't
I
know,
think
man. I just had to do an update on my laptop.
yeah, I don't know, but anyhow, yeah, that pissed me off at Baskin Robbins. But
Yeah,
I think this is a good stopping point.
yeah.
I don't know what like I think like I said, man, I got that, and I called freaking Comcast to come out to come bury that line, but they never did it, so I'm gonna have to call them and get that taken care of. So, but anyway, I think this is a good time to go ahead and wrap up the show. Man, this is the last show of 2022.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year's, motherfuckers.
Actually, it's the last show of 2022, yet the first show of 2023, because this is probably gonna go up
work
Friday.
Yep.
But yeah, Happy New Year, motherfuckers. Is there any shout outs that you want to do?
Crystal, man, big shout out. You know, she wanted to get on. We wanted her to come on today, but she had prior engagement, so you know she got to take care of business. And hopefully we can get on the show one day so people can see our sister, man, and you know get her involved.
Yeah, we'll get on. We'll get on. Definitely shout out to Crystal. She's our like I said, she's our biggest fan. Our only patron until we get this thing going. Really get some full steam on it. So shout out to her. Appreciate you for everything that you do. Also, I want to shout out once again, shout out to Joelle and In Other Words magazine. We actually just did a photo shoot with a world-class gymnast who attends Stanford University. Asher Hung. Shout out to Asher Hung. He came out.
Shout out Asher Hung.
He was nice enough to come out with us on like one of the coldest days of the year.
Yeah.
In the middle of downtown Houston. So we pulled off the photo shoot there, and
he was still active out there, man.
He was out there doing stuff and making stuff happen, and we had a successful shoot. So shout out to him for being nice enough to come out with us, and shout out to the magazine. Nice. So I think that's all I got for that. If you do enjoy the show, and if you want to show your support, be sure to go ahead and hit us up on Patreon. It'll be at the link down below. And then also, if you can't support financially or anything like that, then most definitely just make sure that you like, share, leave your thoughts in the comments.
Subscribe.
And most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. You ain't got to pay for nothing. All you got to do is just show us a little love. It means a lot to us. We 60 subscribers deep, man. We got 940 something subscribers to go.
We'll get there.
So be sure to show us love in that aspect. And then also, if you like merchandise, man, we got a dope ass t-shirt available at our store. So go to the store at the link down below and make sure you grab one of those bad boys. And am I forgetting anything?
Nah, not at the moment. We all goody.
All right. Well, with that being said, this is the end of 2022, the beginning of 2023. I have been Tony Hadnot the Nocturnist with
Ken Folk.
We are the Super Hadnot Bros, and we're gonna see you on to the new year. So until next time, peace.